Bombers versus the Martlow Outlaws. The Frederick Bombers just recovering a fumble from 96 Charles Schwab of the Martlow Outlaws. It was a reverse play, but they were able to pick up the ball, and of course they take over on the 36-yard line of their own 36-yard line. Jay McCullough up underneath with two receivers to each side of the field. He goes back and sets up for a pass. He looks long, and he looks long, and he got it. Oh, yes! Yes, what a tremendous play!
That was, again, the same pattern that's worked several times against the Martlow in the last game. Thomas Gayton was there, faked about a 7-yard out, and turned up the field. Jay McCullough on a perfectly thrown ball that Thomas was right there to stretch out his hands with two receivers surrounding him and take the ball for a big, big first down.
First down and 10 for the Frederick Bombers on the Martlow Outlaws 34-yard line. Jay McCullough, after that wonderful pass, gives off to Kevin Isham up the middle. Kevin Isham on the second and third effort gets to the 30-yard line. What a tremendous second and third effort by that young man.
Again, that was a counterplay to Kevin Isham. The Martlow Outlaw defensive line is trying to slant. They have a tendency to slant toward, but the credit of the Martlow defender, he was able to hold on by the foot. About a 4-yard gain.
Todd Batum and Jeremy Webb to the far side of the field. Jason McCullough standing back. He sets up. He's at the 40-yard line ready to pass. And there's the ball. It's caught by number 82 of the Frederick Bombers at the Todd Batum at the 50-yard line. What a tremendous pass by Jay. What a tremendous catch by Todd Batum.
Todd Batum, along with, that was the passing formation for the Bombers. Jay rode to the right. Todd Batum went down, did a deep hook right in the middle of the field, and Jay put the ball right there on the money. Todd Batum win a team, Randy.
At the 14-yard line, a 14-yard pass by Jay McCullough to Todd Batum. Chad Floyd into the ball game, two wideouts to the far side of the field. Jay McCullough stepping up today. Chad Floyd in motion to the near side of the field. Jay taking his time, giving off. No, he didn't give off. He kept the ball. He went up to the middle of the field, but a fumble on the play. He got the 10-yard line, but he got that ball back. What a tremendous mental attitude Jay McCullough kept as he went and he caught and he fumbled the ball on the 10-yard line, but he reached around and he grabbed the ball back. The Frederick Bombers will still have that ball. They'll be second down and about 4 or 5 yards to go.
You can take them south to pick up good sizable yards there on about the 10-yard line where it's resting now.
Jeremy Webb split out to the near side of the field. Jay McCullough, he fakes the handoff.
He still got the ball.
He got it. Oh, yes. We were sitting here trying to figure it out. Jay McCullough faked the handoff, and he went up and made a touchdown for the Frederick Bombers.
Not only did he fool us, but he fooled everyone in the stands. He faked that ball on the option play, pulled the ball back out, and our linemen were standing around. They couldn't believe that he still had the ball, and he pushed several of our linemen into the end zone for a touchdown.
Chad Floyd getting the extra kick, and it is going to be no good to the. It's off to the right. Chad Floyd missing the extra point. That may be a critical point as we enter into the latter parts of this ball game. But with 4 minutes and 31 seconds left to go in the first half, the Frederick Bombers lead the Martlow Outlaws 13-7, and we'll be back right after this timeout. When it comes to
Randy, a Martlow defensive player actually had Jay around the waist, and when he saw all the other players going toward the halfback, he let him go, and Jay just kind of walked into the end zone. There's a kick.
63 yards and 8 plays. The Frederick Bombers, of course, Ryan Ben kicks it off. It hits on the 20-yard line, picked up by Matt Elroy, number 33. Comes up to the 35, to the 436-yard line before he's stopped by a host of Bombers.
It looks like, I'm trying to catch the number right now. Looks like it might be Clay Johnson and it is. Clay Johnson made the tackle. It is anytime you kick off to those 3 young men that Martlow has back there on that kickoff, an open field.
Okay, we're not getting a breather tonight, folks. Of course, first down and 10 with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the first half. Robbie Bunch up underneath and a wishbone out with wishbone sent with a receiver to the right side. He pitches back a halfback pass. Josh Newby puts it up for Charles Schwab, number 96, and he throws it. Woo, yes, way beyond. And of course, Charles Schwab trying to make a diving catch, but of course it was just an acting job for his fans.
That was a tailback pass or halfback pass with a throughback.
Second down and 10 with 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And Robbie Bunch sets up underneath the Marlow Outlaws, and of course, two wide receivers to the near side and a slot back. And of course, the slot back, Matt Elroy, comes in motion. And he's tackled it, and he sets up for a pass, but he's tackled in the backfield. Yes! Oh, number 77, Daniel Lack, grabs a hold of a quarterback and makes him eat a little bit of barber grass here with a tremendous quarterback sack.
Looks like that's going to be right at a 10-yard loss, and Daniel read that, and he was there to nail the quarterback for a big loss.
Set, third down and 19. Third down and 19 for the Marlow Outlaws. The Bombers beginning to dominate. Robbie Bunch not knowing what to do. He pitches to the Matt Elroy in the backfield. Matt Elroy to the 30-yard line, to the 40, to the 49, to the 50, and he's to the 42-yard line of the Frederick Bombers. The Frederick Bombers looking around saying, what has happened? But Matt Elroy got some good yardage on that play, looking up and saw some daylight.
I think we're kind of in a situation where the Bombers for just a second let down and decided someone else was going to make the tackle, and Marlow again executing that option play to perfection, pitched the ball out the game there. Good move to pick up about the last 15 yards of that play.
The Marlow Outlaws on Frederick Bomber 44-yard line. Matt Elroy in the backfield. He sets up to the pass. And Robbie Bunch is caught. Robbie Bunch is caught. I'm sorry, so it was Matt Elroy. Robbie Bunch was caught. Didn't have anywhere to go. Didn't have any open receivers. And, of course, he gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gained a yard on that play. But some good coverage by the defensive line of the Frederick Bombers.
I tell you what, give Robbie from Marlow, that being a 2-yard gain, but it could have been a pretty good sizable loss for him.
Second down and 8 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Robbie Bunch up underneath for the Outlaws. Two wide receivers to the near side. He steps back to pass, but he can't find anybody. Now he takes it on his own. He goes to about the 38-yard line of the Frederick Bombers. So he gets about 39. He gets about 4 yards on the play.
Clay Johnson and Carlos Baker, along with Chad Ford, were there to driving out of bounds, and that will stop the clock with one field to run the option to perfection.
Minutes left to go in the ball game. Third down and 5. It's 7-13. Frederick Bombers head of the Marlow Outlaws. Robbie Bunch up underneath. He fakes to the first, and he goes to the wide side of the field. Now he pitches to number 19, Josh Newby, and Josh Newby goes down the field to about the 30 to the 25-yard line before he's forced out of bounds. He gets a first down for the Marlow Outlaws.
The Bombers are so intent on trying to cover that pitch man that the quarterback are exceptionally good job running that option play, and it's hurt the Bombers in this first half, and I imagine there'll be some adjustments at halftime.
First down and 10 with a minute 52 left. Frederick Bombers needing a stand. Robbie Bunch back to pass. He has an open man at the looks like the 15-yard line.
Maybe about the 13, it looks like.
Josh Newby, the open man downfield at the 12-yard line, and of course the pass is completed. The Marlow Outlaws once again looking to gain a touchdown from the Frederick. First down and 10 with a minute 40 left to go. The crowd is yelling defense, defense. So are we here at KYBE. Robbie Bunch up underneath with two receivers to the near side, two receivers to the far side, and a deuce set. He hands off to number 27 up the middle of the field, but he's met by a host of Bombers as he goes up there. Jason Graham, number 27, the fullback, 6'1", 176. He's a senior for the Marlow Outlaws, and he gained about 3-4 yards on the play.
Anytime that, looks like one of the Marlow players is down, number 72 for Marlow, one of the offensive tackles, and I believe that's Mike Kahn.
Mike Kahn.
6', 250 junior from Marlow. But whenever you see that deuce set with those backs split out like that, one of the things scouting reports said is look for the draw to 27 Graham or a pass to Newby.
With a minute and 24 seconds left to go in the first half, the Bombers, with a very, very tough defensive stand right now, could enter into the locker room with a lead of 13-7. But, of course, they're going to have to make a tremendous stand here because the last time that they were down this far in Bomber territory, the Outlaws were able to punch it in for a score. And, of course, the kick was good, and this is what brings us to our score right now of 13-7. The Bombers currently in the lead, but that may change if they're able to punch it in and kick the extra field goal. Of course, Chad Floyd missed the field goal, the extra point, of course, in the last touchdown that the Frederick Bombers had. A minute and 24 seconds left to go in this first half. And, of course, now Robbie Bunch with his wishbone backfield and a wide receiver to the near side of the field. makes the call up underneath. He pitches to number 19, Josh Newby. Josh Newby met by a host of Frederick runners on the far side of the field and actually crunched back to the, looks like about the 12-yard line.
The duo linebackers, Cheyenne Clark and Clay Johnson, were there to meet Newby on the attempt for the power sweep. Third down with the clock running. Again, we come to very, very big third down.
Third down and 5. Robbie Bunch up underneath with the two tight end set. And he pitches to Matt Elroy in the backfield, number 33, but he stopped. Oh, he stopped. He's stopped by number 7 of the Frederick Bombers, but he lunges forward to about the 5-yard line. A timeout is called by the Martlow Outlaws, and it's going to be fourth down, and they do not have to get a touchdown for the first down, but we've only got 46 seconds left to go. They got fourth down and about 3 yards to go for the first down.
Donald left
to go. It's fourth down. It's third, and the crowd is going wild. And, of course, we are here. Robbie Bunch up underneath for the Outlaws in a wishbone set. What's he going to do? Will the Bombers hold? He comes back. He fakes the handoff, and he takes the ball to the 2-yard line, but I believe
he may have the first down, though.
He has the first down, so the clock's going to stop while they move the chains, but it will begin once again with 39 seconds left to go. So he's got the first down on about the 1-yard line. A tremendous goal line stance is needed by the Frederick Bombers right now.
And I believe that may be the last time out by the Outlaws. They have taken a timeout. Again, Bunch did a very good job. He just felt along the line there after he had 2 plays. Here we go.
Here we go. First down and 10 on the 1-yard line. The Bombers making a goal line stance. Robbie Bunch up underneath for the Outlaws. And he hands off to Josh Newby, and Josh Newby jumps over, and he makes the touchdown.
Josh Newby on that straight-ahead dive play left his feet about the 2-yard line and was able to get over the pile and get into the end zone. And that extra point now looms very, very large. As 13-13, the Bombers need to get a blocked extra point to keep this thing knotted with 36 seconds left in the ball game.
Number 96, Darrell Schwab. He's a 5'10", 200-pound senior. He will be back to make the kick. He's marking off his position right now. And, of course, here we go. The ball's down, and the kick is up. It is no good. It is no good. Yes!
Chad Floyd put the rush on him that time, and Schwab had to hurry. And when he did, he kicked it nearly to the same place that Chad had kicked it in missing the point before. So Chad Floyd comes back in there and says, hey, I can do it to you. I can make you miss. And he does exactly that. And with 36 seconds left in the ball game, we're tied 13-13. What a ball game. Jones lifts up here. He turned to Ryan Ben and said, Ryan, hold on to the ball.
Okay, with 36 seconds left to go, here's the kickoff by Darrell Schwab, number 96. And he kicks it off, a very good kick, and is going to go to Chad Floyd on the 10-yard line. Chad Floyd looking for his blockers. He comes to the 15. He's to the 20. He's to about the 19-yard line. 19-yard line, and Frederick will take over with 30 seconds left to go in the first half. Folks, this is going to be a ball game not only for the next 30 seconds, but for the next 24 minutes through the third and the fourth quarter. Stay right here. You won't want to miss it.
We'll see what Coach Jones elects to do at this point. Looks to be in a running formation at this point.
Jay McCullough steps back. He steps up the pass, and the pass is received to the tight end, and he's getting out of bounds at the 30-yard line, and he steps out of bounds. Cliff Ballard steps out of bounds, and, of course, Coach Jones is over here signaling timeout, but I think he stepped out of bounds enough time to move the chains. He got the first down, and they will not restart the clock.
Timeout's going to be called by the Bombers. Coach Jones is not going to sit there and burn up those 30 seconds going to halftime, folks. He's going for the end zone right now with 14 seconds left in the ball game, or in the halftime. A touchdown here, or even get into field goal range. We need a very large play here.
We have 4 wideouts, 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Ryan Bennett in the back. He's Jay McCullough back in the pass, and Chad Floyd gets it at the middle of the field at the 48-yard line. He made the pass. Jay McCullough making a pass to Chad Floyd, number 20. What a tremendous pass with 8 seconds left on the clock.
Jay McCullough stepped right up there and drilled that ball about 20 yards right down the middle to Chad Floyd.
Up now to Coach, you need to tell me about this play.
This is, I believe it's the polecat play, which I'll have to describe to you later. The Bombers are spread out all over the field. Jay looks deep, throws a wobbly pass, and it's, I'm sorry we hesitated there.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry we hesitated because the ball went up and there were about 4 receivers that had an opportunity as the ball was tipped up in the air around the 15-yard line by about 4 to 5 different people, and 2 Bombers had a chance at it, 2 Martlow kids had a chance at it, and that's one of those situations. If the ball gone the right way, we'd probably had another score with that 8 seconds left in half.
Okay, the score now is tied 13-13. The Martlow Outlaws with 13 points. The Frederick Bombers with 13 points. The first half of the second round of the state playoffs has expired. We'll be back with some statistics and some analysis right after this 2-minute timeout. The Outlaws and the Outlaw player got it, but he didn't have possession of it till it was out of bounds.
It was a very close play, but give the referee credit. And we do have a very fine group of referees tonight. They've done an excellent job, and that, you know, we haven't said much about them. And when you don't say much about them, that means they're doing a good job and letting the players play the ball game. But that was a very good call by the official. It appeared that he did not have possession of the ball as it went out of bounds. That could have been a very big turning point in the ball game if that had been called differently.
The referee tonight is Fred Gellimore. The umpire is Leon Howard. The linesman is Don Salmon. The line judge is Keith Graham. And the back judge is Ted Everhart. The Bombers retake the field with the spirit of the Frederick Bombers, leading them down to the far end of the field. And, of course, they've been in the halftime. They've been able to rest. They've been able to get some punch back in themselves. But actually, we've got a brand-new ball game starting in the second half.
It's just like nothing to nothing, even though it's a 13-13 ball game. But we're starting from scratch again with the second half. And I believe, if I remember correctly, probably the Bombers will have their choice if they want to receive. One thing about the referees, Randy, let me point out that area, but the Activity Association does make the assignments for the referees as they go throughout the entire playoff system for the state of Oklahoma in all classes.
And what they were telling me last week was, in the playoff system, you will not see the same set of referees as a team goes along. So last week's referees that we saw, plus this week's referees, as long as the Frederick Bombers continue to play, we will not see them officiate a Frederick Bomber game again. Chad Floyd at the middle of the field, of course, with the 2 captains for the Martlow Outlaws, and of course they did defer the decision at the first quarter, and we will receive the ball. We will be defending the south goal, and the Martlow Outlaws will be kicking and defending the north goal as the third quarter begins to commence.
Chad Floyd out there giving the referees the option that the Bombers wish to pursue, and the Bombers will have the ball to start. It would be great if the Bombers could take the ball, consume a lot of time off the clock again, and marching quite briskly has fairly subsided, maybe in the 5 to 10 mile an hour category is a factor to some extent, but not as much of an extent as it was at the beginning of the ball game. And Martlow will have that wind at their back in the third quarter, and Frederick will be receiving the ball, and Ryan Ben is very dangerous, along with Chad Floyd back there.
There's Gerald Schwab with the kickoff, and it's favoring Chad Floyd. And there's a flag on the play, offsides by the Martlow Outlaws. So they'll possibly move back and kick off once again. Chad Floyd got the ball, but he kind of bobbled it. He was on about the 1-yard line of the Frederick Bombers.
In high school football, whenever the kicking team gets offsides, and by that we mean that a member of the kicking team crosses the line of scrimmage, in this case would be in that case was a 40-yard line. When someone on that team crosses the 40-yard line ahead of the kicker, that's called offsides. Immediately that becomes a dead ball, and they
from his own 35-yard line. And of course, as it says, they're trying to kick away from Ryan Ben and see who gets the ball this time with his hand down. Daryl Schwab runs, and of course, this time the ball is kicked far, almost as deep to the 1-yard line. Chad Floyd has it. He has it at the 15, at the 17-yard line before he is stopped. And he made it, and he lunged forward to about the 22. That's where the Frederick Bombers will take over at 1st and 10. Welcome to the second half of the second round of the state playoffs between the Martlow Outlaws and the Frederick Bombers.
He kicked that ball all the way down to about the 3-yard line, and Chad returned it up to about the 23.
1st down and 10. Jay McCullough has the ball. Offsides by the Martlow Outlaws. A little bit eager that time, but Jay making an excellent move, and of course drew the defensive lineman offsides, and that'll be a penalty against the Martlow Outlaws. Move them down a ways, and of course everybody's a little bit jittery this second half.
In high school football, unlike professional football that you see on TV, one of the Martlow linemen that time was in the neutral zone and get a 5-yard penalty assessed against him for that.
1st down and 5. Jay McCullough with Ryan Ben in the backfield. Jay pitching it to Ryan Ben. Ryan coming to the near side of the field, going to about the 26-yard line. A tremendous good carry by Ryan Ben, and he gains about 1 yard on the 1 or 2 yards on the play. 6 yards.
Trying to cut, and it really never came open. He lunged forward for very short yardage.
1 yard on the play. I was right. John was wrong, but of course that's fine. Jay McCullough pitching back to Ryan Ben. Ryan back, cutting back, and he's caught in the backfield by number 67 of the Martlow Outlaws, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of the line of scrimmage, bringing up about 3rd down and 6 for the Frederick Bombers.
That time, Ryan took the ball, trying to go straight ahead, saw that the hole was closed, and tried to veer back to the outside, but to the credit.
25-yard line, 3rd down and 7. We have Thomas Gayton and Chad Floyd in for the Frederick Bombers. Jay McCullough back up underneath with 2 receivers to the far side of the field. He takes it back. He sets up for a pass. He's got some open men out there on the far side of the field, and the pass is incomplete at the 32-yard line. A tremendous play by the secondary, number 25. And that's going to be Barry Chapman of the Martlow Outlaws, 5'10", 150 senior.
The pass was right at the 1st down marker, intended for Thomas Gayton, and it was a little bit high, and Chapman did a good job by taking Thomas's Gayton feet out from under him as he went up, and a good hard hit, and Thomas was not able to hold on the ball as it went out with outstretched hand.
4th down, Ryan Ben having a long time to be able to put up a high punt. It bounces about the 48, but it bounces across the midfield to the 42-yard line. Gets some good bomber bounces, and of course that's where the Outlaws will take it over. 1st down and 10 at the 42-yard line. The Bombers will go on defense for the first time in the second half.
This is a Martlow from taking an advantage in this ball game and going down the score.
Robbie Bunch with a wishbone behind him, of wide out to the far side of the field, looking over the Bomber defense, checking it out. He doesn't make the handoff. He goes back for a pass, and he's got a man open in the secondary, but a tremendous play by number 28 of the Frederick Bombers, and of course that's going to be...
That's Thomas Gayton, Randy.
Thomas Gayton.
That ball intended for Barry Chapman, and he was open, and Thomas was running right there beside him on pass play. Look for the option play with Elroy.
2nd down and 10 with a little less than 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Score tied 13-13. Robbie Bunch up underneath with a wishbone. He fakes the first handoff, but he follows the runner up to the middle of the field, and he gets about 2 yards on the play before he's met by a host of defensive linemen of the Frederick Bombers.
And there was the Frederick linebacker, Shea Woodall, and got forward for about 2 yards.
3rd down and 8, a tremendous defensive stand needed by the Frederick Bombers. Now the ball located at the 44-yard line of the Martlow Outlaws. Robbie Bunch jump underneath with a wishbone, wide out to the wide side of the field. He fakes the handoff, turns around, but it's Josh Newby. Josh Newby was stopped at the line of scrimmage by Carlos Baker. What a wonderful snuff play.
That was supposed to be a counter option, and Josh Newby was handed the ball on the counter option. Carlos Baker would not be fooled, held on to his leg as he tried to get away. He just put him to the ground. Big 3rd down play, and here comes a punt.
In punt formation, the Martlow Outlaws, a long time to get a punt. The punt is high, and it's taken about the 25-yard line, and it's brought up to the middle of the field brought up to the middle of that field over there to about the 26-yard line.
That was, again, I believe that was Thomas Gayton on the return there. In Bomber territory, don't need any mistakes here.
1st down and 10 on the Bomber 26. And, of course, Jay McCullough up underneath with 2 wideouts to the near side of the field. Jay brings it down the line, and, of course, he pitches out to Ryan Ben. Ryan Ben goes to move. He's at the 30. He's at the 35. He's at the 40. He's at the 45 before he's knocked out of bounds and knocked into some football coaches down here. But some good upfield running by Ryan Ben as he brings it down the middle, brings it down to a good run. He makes the first down.
There is a Martlow player down. Randy, that is an illustration right there of the difference between an ailing Ryan Ben and a healthy Ryan Ben, because it was the option play, the fake to the halfback Jay was immediately met by a defensive player, elected to throw the ball out, and at that point the defensive back was there to tackle Ryan, and Ryan just turned on the afterburners and able to beat him around the corner. And
yard line with 8 minutes left to go in the third quarter. The Bombers with 2 wideouts to the far side of the field. Jay McCullough steps up underneath, directing the Bombers, and he takes the ball. He hands off to number 21, Kevin Isham, and he runs up to the middle of the field to about the 48-yard line. A good upfield move by the Frederick Bombers, and of course the Bomber line moving the Outlaws off the ball enough for Kevin Isham to do that.
Kevin Isham was met there after a nifty 8-yard gain, much like what he's been. That was a big injury for the young man who was led off. Chapman been having an excellent ball game. We'll see if that makes a difference.
2 wideouts to the far side. Jay McCullough bringing the ball down, handing it off to Kevin Isham, and of course Kevin gets to the midfield, and he only needed 2 yards to get the first down. It looks like they're going to give him forward motion just across midfield. It should be a first down and 10 for the Frederick Bombers at the 50-yard line.
The referee is asking the Martlow Outlaw captain to come over and look at it. It appears to be a first down, but that's if our line's straight.
Oh, he's going to make a measure just to take time out on the field. He's resting because the Bombers are He's resting because the Bombers are running up and down the field too much. He knows very well that's a first down.
I would be surprised if it's not a first down. And the Outlaw captain wanting a measurement, just probably like our kids would want one. That's why they're coached to ask for that measurement whenever you can get it.
Well, we need to send them over an optometrist, because they're 13. The Bombers got the ball, and of course Jay McCullough with 2 wideouts to the far side of the field, and he hands off to Ryan Ben up the middle of the field. Ryan goes to the 40, 35 to the 30 before he's knocked out of bounds by number 19. Josh Newby.
Josh Newby with the touchdown saving tackle. Again, just if you were able to see Ryan Ben last week, if you were attendance in the ball game, he could not make the cut that's needed to be able to go inside and then veer outside. He's able to do that this game, and it is a tremendous difference in being able to do that, allowing him to get the first down in that case.
Jay McCullough up underneath with Kevin Isham and Ryan Ben in the backfield. Jay McCullough giving to Kevin Isham up the middle of the field, and of course he's at the 26-yard line. A very good play by Kevin Isham as he's giving the ball, and of course that's going to make it about second down and number 20, Chad Floyd, into the ball game. Jay McCullough. Of course, the fans are saying, go, go, go. 2 running backs in the backfield. Jay pitches off to Ryan Ben. Ryan goes to the far side of the field. He's not able to shuck number 10, and of course, that's going to be...
I believe that's Chad Schultz.
Chad Schultz, the single safety, coming up and making the tackle on Ryan Ben. And of course, it looked like he had had a couple of more steps on Chad. He could have gotten to the outside, but of course...
Ankle just a little bit. We'll hope he just momentarily... twinged a little bit, but he hurt his ankle a little bit on that play.
Okay, the ball is given up to Kevin Isham up the middle of the field. He gets some yardage back, but it's going to be about 4th down and 4 for the Frederick Bombers. And now we come up to a very decisive moment for Coach. 10 minutes and 22 seconds left to go in the third quarter. The score side 13-13, and Jay McCullough with 2 wideouts to each side of the field. And a backfield with Ryan Ben and Kevin Isham. He steps up underneath, folks. This is going to be a play that will be a turning point. He fakes to Kevin Isham, and he passes to number 85, and it's a first down for the Frederick Bombers. Down, you are loud.
If you watch much Dallas Cowboy football, you would recognize that play, because Coach Jones uses Cliff Ballard much like the Dallas Cowboys use Jay Novacek, and that's a similar play where they fake up the middle. Jay rolls out a little bit and hits a very clutch 4th down play to Cliff Ballard. Good for first down.
Oh, and it's the same game, folks. Jay McCullough with 2 receivers split out. He hands off to Ryan Ben, and Ryan
There's a fumble.
There's a fumble on the play. There's a fumble on the play, and it's the outlaw ball. Jay McCullough handing off to Ryan Ben. A very bad exchange there. And of course, the Outlaws will take over now. Oh, on about the 14-yard line. Hilburn of this second round of the state playoffs, and that was a very costly turnover by the Bombers.
Jay tried to pull that ball back out, and it just flopped down there on the ground. Martlow was able to pounce on it.
Okay, Robbie Bunch up underneath for the Martlow Outlaws, and he hands off to the first back up the field, and I believe there is a fumble on the play, but I think they're going to call the ball dead. And, of course, that looked like number 27 for the...
That's Jason Graham, I believe, for the Outlaws.
Jason Graham for the Outlaws.
If their defense can hold here, they could really gain some field position and maybe go back down there and try to get another touchdown.
Okay, coming out in the wishbone set with a wide receiver to the near side of the field, Robbie Bunch, of course, trying to get the Bombers offline. And there's an illegal procedure by the Outlaws, but Robbie Bunch, seeing the little hole in the play, he comes up and makes about 3 or 4 yards on the play. Going to bring up that third down and 4, third down and 4 for the Outlaws.
Well, it looked like that the backfield for the Martlow Outlaws were in motion, but
yeah, they moved.
They definitely moved, but this is a big third down play. If the Bombers can stop them here, they can get some good field position, take the momentum back away from the Outlaws.
Third down and 5 for the Outlaws as Robbie Bunch steps up underneath, and of course he fakes the handoff, then goes to Josh Newby up the middle of the field. Josh Newby does make the first down to about the 24-yard line.
Play made in there by number 7, Donald Lax, but not until Josh Newby gets just enough yardage for the first down. That was Outlaws keeps their drive alive.
First down and 10 for the Martlow Outlaws on the 24-yard line. And, of course, Robbie Bunch in the wishbone set with the line out to the far side of the field. Comes up, starts calling the plays. He fakes the first handoff, and he goes up to the field, but he is met at the line of scrimmage by the Bombers. And, of course, that's number 77.
Looks like I believe it was Daniel Lax and Clay Johnson. And Clay Johnson is playing the linebacking position, and he has responsibility for the quarterback. He was being blocked by one of the lead backs there, and Clay held his ground and stepped up along with the help from the backside of Daniel Lax and was able to keep that with the short thing. Pretty good success with that option.
Second down and 8 for the Martlow Outlaws on their 26-yard line, and, of course, Ryan Bunch dropping back for a pass, but he's being covered up by number 70 in the Frederick Bombers. He's going to get a tackle, yes! A quarterback sacked by number 78 of the Frederick Bombers, Carlos Baker, eats him up a quarterback.
That's big Carlos Baker, all 250 pounds of him, 6'2", 250. Touted. This is a situation where we have a 3rd and 15. Cannot let them get this third down play.
3rd and 15, the Martlow Outlaws in a 2-set, 2 wide receivers to each side of the field. Robbie Bunch back to setting up.
There's a draw.
There's a draw play, but he's caught by number 78. Carlos Baker makes another tremendous play. He didn't even get back to the line. He got back out to the line of scrimmage, but he only got about 4 yards on the play, so it's going to be about 4th down and
looks like about
11.
Maybe 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Carlos Baker, along with Jody Briscoe, does not play a lot of defense, but he was there to grab 1 foot, and Carlos Baker was there to knock the fullback down. High snap.
High snap. The Bombers are coming in. Get the ball. Yes. All right. There was a punt formation by the Outlaws, but the Frederick Bombers on a high snap recovered the ball on about the 5-yard line. The Frederick Bombers will take over first and down on the Martlow Outlaw 5-yard line. They got 5 yards to go for a touchdown. Folks, this is a break we wanted. This is the break we've needed. Folks, the Outlaws are going down.
Donald Bubba Lax was there, and that was actually going to be a return, but when it appeared, when the players saw that it was a high snap, that the punter was having trouble with it, they began to get in there, and Bubba was able to recover the ball on the 5-yard line. Bombers must put this ball in the end zone.
Okay. Jay back giving to number 44 of the Frederick Bombers.
That's Kenneth Ray Johnson, the first time he's appeared into the ball game.
We heard he was going to come into the ball game. He makes the surge up the middle of the field. It's about on the 1-yard line now. You know, it looked like that in Bomber Bowl with 20 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 2nd down and 2 for the Frederick Bombers. The ball located on about the 2nd-yard line. We're at 13-13, and the Bombers about to go ahead. The handoff. No, it's a pitch to Ryan Ben. Ryan Ben fumbles the ball, and the Martlow Outlaws get the ball back. The Martlow Outlaws get the ball back. Ryan Ben drops the ball from a Jay McCullough pitch.
that's one of those situations that very well could cost the ball game. That's just not able to handle it, and Martlow comes up with a big defensive play, and there's going to be a timeout.
To the second round of the state playoffs. Martlow Outlaws 13, Frederick Bombers 13. The Martlow Outlaws will have the ball when we come back after this timeout. They've made it a ball game. The score is 13-13. They take over after a fumble by Ryan Bender on about their 6-yard line, and of course Robbie Bunch has the controls on the option. He pitches back, and he's caught though. Oh, tremendous play by the Frederick Bombers. They were trying to bring it up the field. That was number 33.
That's Cheyenne Clark coming up first in the punt and keep the ball in their end, and there's a good chance maybe Frederick can put one of these in a minute.
Second down and 8 for the Martlow Outlaws in a tight set, and of course Robbie Bunch pitches back, but he's caught in the backfield. The runner's caught in the backfield by number 7 of the Frederick Bombers.
I believe that's number 82, along with Bubba Lax, but also in there is Todd Mattoon. Played the pitch man perfectly.
11 minutes to go in the final quarter of this second round of playoffs. Third down and 11 for the Martlow Outlaws. Robbie Bunch up underneath with 2 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side of the field. He pitches back to the Martlow Outlaw back, but he is stopped. He is stopped only after about a 6-yard gain. That is number 19 for the Martlow Outlaws. Josh Newby is stuffed by the Frederick Bombers, and they will go into punt formation.
Again, the Frederick and make the tackle and keep them from getting a big first down.
Standing in his end zone, the play is blocked. It's a touchdown! The Bombers blocked the punt. The punter was in the end zone. What's that? They're not going to call it a touchdown?
I believe it's about the 1 foot.
The 1 foot line. The 1 foot line. Oh, yes, the Bombers. We thought it was a touchdown. The Martlow Outlaw punter was standing in his own end zone. They blocked the punt. Yes, Chad Floyd, number 20, blocked that punt. And, of course, they're on the 1 foot line, and Marlow's about to get stopped if the Bombers can put it all together and not make a bad pitch.
We apologize into the microphone. You can turn your radio back up now. Hopefully we can get in here.
Those of you with bell tones, please don't listen. And the Bombers take it over for a touchdown. Bombers touchdown. Yes! We go ahead with 9 minutes and 55 seconds left to go. The Bombers lead the Martlow Outlaws 19-13. We're going to stay right here for the Chad Floyd punt. And Chad, please do your best. Put it through those uprights.
In for the touchdown was number 77, Daniel Pie Lax. He was open last time. Looked like he was going to score when they fumbled. They didn't take a chance this time. They gave the ball to him. He scored. There's the kick.
Jay McCullough holds. Chad Floyd puts it up, and it is good. So with 9 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the last quarter of the second round of playoffs, the Frederick Bombers leave the Martlow Outlaws 20-13, and we'll be back right after this timeout. Attention, cattlemen. The fourth period of the second round of playoffs.
This is, like I say, anytime that you have these 3 young men back there from Martlow, they can break it all the way. It's very, very important to cover it. Good kick by Ryan Ben.
Josh Newby gets the ball for the Martlow Outlaws. He's on the 20. He's on the 30. He loses the ball. And the Frederick Bombers are going to recover. Yes, pull it out. No.
They're saying that, I believe they're saying the ball was down. It certainly appeared to me that the ball had come out and that Frederick had recovered it, but they called the ball down. I believe what happened there to get that one.
Fortuitous. I need to go back to English class to learn that one out. Okay, Robbie Bunch for the Martlow Outlaws with the receiver to both sides of the field. Here comes Robbie. He's going to lead the Martlow Outlaws. He pitches back. A halfback pass of Josh Newby, but it's going to be intercepted. Oh, no, it's getting out of the hands. Of a Frederick Bomber number 82.
That's Todd Mattoon. Earlier in the game, the Martlow Outlaws used a halfback pass, and we promised you that they would come back with it, and that's exactly it. The Martlow receiver for coming back and disrupting enough the ball to go through his hands.
Okay, 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Robbie Bunch up underneath. And, of course, they're not using this set. He pitches back to Josh Newby, and Josh is getting a little bit of running room to the 30, to the 35, to the 34-yard line. It'll be close to the first down. We probably should make him check it anyway, just to make sure that we know that who it is.
Well, if you're from Martlow, you're going to say on that option play there were two except up and got a big first down for the Martlow Outlaw. He is scary anytime he touches the ball.
As John Stevens eats my peanut M&Ms because I've got to call play-by-play. Ryan Bunch stepped up underneath with two wide receivers. He flips back to Josh Newby, but Josh Newby is stopped. He is stopped for a loss. He is stopped that for a loss, and it's going to be about second down and 14 because the Bombers have his number.
The play was designed to go to the right, and on the pitch in the backfield, he met Daniel Lax immediately and decided that resulted in about a 6-7 yard loss.
Second down and 16 with just over 8 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. The Bombers leading 20-13. Robbie Bunch for the Outlaws with two receivers to the near side. He steps back. He's looking for a pass. He's passing into a whole bunch of Bombers. Not a Martlow Outlaw was out there, and of course, number 28 for the Frederick Bombers was out there, and of course, that's going to be Thomas Gayton. He was the closest person even to the ball.
We could have a situation where they could put this thing away.
Yes. Third down and 16, a crucial play for the Martlow Outlaws. And, of course, if they don't make it, they could possibly be checking in their pads Monday morning. And, of course, Ryan Bunch is back for the pass. But once again, it's not even near Josh Newby, number 19. He overthrows him very far. Matter of fact, the fan could have caught that in the stadium and been a better catch.
Josh Newby, anytime they go into that passing for Josh Newby and have another punting situation.
All right, the last two punts by the Martlow Outlaws were disastrous, and of course this time they're going to be able to get the ball off, and it's taken underneath a fair catch by Frederick Bomber at number 82.
That's Todd Mattoon on the fair catch. It was a return set up, but Todd did the right thing.
Very wise.
He took the ball, got it.
9-yard line. Jay McCullough with two wideouts now begins to direct the Bombers for what could be a very crucial series of plays on offense for the Bombers. Jay McCullough handing off to number 1, Ryan Ben, but Ryan Ben is stopped at the mid-line of scrimmage for maybe he won't get a yard loss on that play. They may mark it a little bit.
And it looks like Ryan's ankle is hurt again. That's not very good news for the Bombers. But give the Martlow defense credit. They swing, and Frederick needs to rise to the occasion and get a couple of first downs here and take some time off that clock.
Two wide receivers to the near side of the field. Jay McCullough, of course, taking the ball, and he gets hands off to number 21, Kevin Isham, and Isham getting a couple of yards on the play before he is stopped.
And as Kevin Isham carries that ball there, forgive me if on one of these plays, if I call him Rodney Isham, had a chance to talk to Rodney prior to the game, and he just finished up his season at Southwestern Oklahoma State University, and looking real good up there, did a great job. So forgive me if I happen to call Kevin Rodney. You'll know where the mistake's coming from. Brings up a third down for the Bombers. We need to make it. Passing situation.
Underneath 7 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Third down and 8 for the Frederick Bombers. Jay McCullough with the crowd going go, go, go with two wide receivers to the near side. Jay's back to pass. He's looking for an opening. He's looking. He's running to the near side, getting to the 40, to the 45, getting to the 48-yard line. He's going to be about fourth down and 4th and 2, 4th and 1 for the Frederick Bombers.
One thing that Jay has time and time again been coached to do, if as you come around on the sprint out, and that's what that was at that time, as he rode and brings up a fourth down, and the Bombers have decided to punt and try to pin the Outlaws back. But watch out for Mr. Newby. He's dangerous.
Okay, Ryan Ben back to punt. He takes the ball up, and he gets a high, good kick. Josh Newby saying, I want a fair catch. I don't want Bombers swarming all over me. And, of course, he got a good kick, and he puts the Martlow Outlaws back on about the 9-yard line.
That's the entire second half. And they need to continue to keep them in bad field position, not let them get out of this hole.
Okay, Robbie Bunch, the quarterback for the Martlow Outlaws. He's taking the ball. He turns around, and he hands off to number 19, Josh Newby. But Josh Newby is caught after only about a 2 or 3 yard gain up the middle of the field.
You know, when you get into a situation deep in your own hole, you're going to try to go to your best ball player, and Josh Newby.
Second down and 6. The ball located just about the 18-yard line of the Martlow Outlaws. Robbie Bunch up underneath with a wide out to the near side. And a misdirection play coming back up to the middle of the field, but it's not misdirected for number 33, Cheyenne Clark. He catch the Marlow Outlaws only up to about a 2-yard gain. It's going to be about 3rd down and 4 left for the Outlaws.
That's made the tackle. Let me say it one more time. Here's a big 3rd down again.
3rd down and 4 for the Marlow Outlaws with just over 4 minutes to play. And, of course, Ryan Bunch, what's he going to do? He is caught in the backfield. It's a quarterback sack. It's a quarterback sack, folks. And, of course, a tremendous play. Who comes up underneath? Number 77, Daniel Laxes, raises his hands high. He snuffs the quarterback for a loss. A tremendous 3rd down play by the Bombers.
These seniors are playing their last game here at home. Win, if we lose, of course, we check in our stuff. If we win, we go to a neutral site next week. And Parallax is doing a sensational job, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and a big decision with 3 minutes and 51 seconds left.
I'm pretty sure the Marlow...
The ball game right here, folks.
This could decide the ball game. A turnover on downs right now would put the Marlow Outlaws jobbers down in the grass. And, of course, at this time, it would really help the Frederick Bombers. And, of course, Robbie Bunch taking the ball to the far side of the field. But he is able to move away as he moves down. Was he able to get the 1st down? Was he able to move?
I believe it looks like they're going to spot it as a 1st down.
1st down for the Marlow Outlaws as Robbie Bunch takes it on the sweep over to the far side of the field. He gets away from enough Frederick Bombers to...
Just got the 1st down by inches.
Okay, first down and 10 for the Marlow Outlaws, locating the ball on the 26-yard line. A pitch back to Josh Newby, but up comes the secondary for the Frederick Bombers, but they let him loose, and he gets to the 35-yard line. Another 1st down for the Marlow Outlaws. They had him back at with only about a 6 or 7-yard gain, but Josh Newby underneath a second effort brings the ball up to the 35-yard.
All the way for a touchdown, and I thought for a second he had warded off some tackles and was on his way.
Robbie Bunch once again bringing the Outlaws down the field, and of course they pitch to number 33, Matt Elroy, but he is taken by a host of Bombers only after about a 2-yard gain. Number 77, Daniel Lax is there, and of course a host of other Bombers.
Carlos Baker also is playing one of the better games that he's played this entire season. Shea Woodall says, watch and see if they don't try to come back with that option, but looks like they're in a passing formation now.
2nd down and 9 with 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. A halfback pass by Josh Newby, but it is not caught by number 96, Gerald Schwab. He had it in his hand. He'll remember, if they lose, he'll remember that pass for years to come.
That's, again, the situation where they left 10-yard line in their own territory. Let's see what can happen. We need an interception or a fumble.
2 minutes and 44 seconds left to go in the ball game. The Bombers leading 20-13 with 2 wide receivers. And Ryan Bunch is back to the pass, and he passes to the short man, and he takes it on about the 45-yard line, and he gets a 1st down for the Marlow Outlaws. A pass to the short man, and of course they weren't covering. And there he goes. He gets the 1st down for the Marlow Outlaws.
And what do? You go back to your bread and butter. That was a screen play, and give a tackle, and for about a 4-yard gain, end up getting about 11 yards out of it.
Okay, 1st down and 10 on the Marlow Outlaw 47-yard line.
Look like
Ryan Bunch, another halfback pass. John Newby puts it up to number 33, Matt Elroy, and it is incomplete. A flag is thrown. Interference by the Frederick Bombers. Oh, no. Interference by the Frederick Bombers on about the 22-yard line.
The Outlaws got away with one then. I don't believe the flag was thrown, but they were in motion in the backfield, but looks like interference will be called.
A Frederick Bomber is down on the field. Who's that, John?
I believe that's Bubba Lax. It looks like it probably is a cramp and not a sprain or knee. It looks like it's probably just got a cramp there.
Let me tell you something right now. There's nobody except for the real cold people that are sitting down in the stands. The Frederick Bomber fans are standing up. The Marlow Outlaw fans are standing up. Hopefully they're standing up to get prepared to go home. A long ride home underneath a loss. Folks, it's 1st down and 10. We're in the 4th quarter of the 2nd round of state playoffs. And, of course, the Frederick Bombers are leading by 7 points, and the Marlow Outlaws take over on the 37-yard line. Robbie Bunch up underneath for the Outlaws. They're in a wishbone offense. There's a wide receiver to the near side of the field. first down and 10. What's going to happen? Will the Bombers rise to the occasion? We don't know. Here it goes. Robbie Bunch takes it, and he takes it, and he goes across to the far side of the field. He keeps the ball, and he reaches forward for about a 1-yard gain.
Marlow's going to go back to their bread and butter now, and that was the bread and butter option play. Quarterback trying to keep the ball. Linebacker. Here we go, Randy.
A minute and 40 seconds left to go in the ball game, and the clock is still ticking down. Minute 36. Robbie Bunch has the ball. He's back for a pass. He can't find the people. And he's sacked! He's sacked! He's sacked! He is sacked by number 78, Carlos Baker. He is sacked for a loss, folks, and of course it's going to be about third down and 13.
Carlos Baker went through there on a slant, an inside slant.
Left to go in the second round of the state playoffs. The Frederick Bombers are on defense. The Martlow Outlaws are on offense. It's 13-20. The Frederick Bombers are in the lead. Third down and 14, and Robbie Bunch steps up underneath with 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. The crowd is beginning to go wild. Robbie Bunch steps back. He's in the pass. He's looking for an open man. He's looking, and it's intercepted by the Frederick Bombers. Todd Mattoon steps up and intercepts the pass.
Todd Mattoon, again, when you get into the passing formation, look and see where Josh Newby is located. There's a good chance they may try to deliver the ball to him. They did exactly that. The ball was a little bit overthrown. Todd Mattoon playing back perfectly with double coverage on Josh Newby as they had that diagnosed all the way. He steps up in there, makes another clutch interception like he's done all season long. The Bombers must hold on to the ball and run off a minute and 19 seconds.
A minute and 19 seconds left to go. The Bombers have first down and 10, and of course there's a little bit of misdirection on the Bomber field. Jay McCullough steps up underneath. There are a minute and 19 seconds left to go before they go on to the next round of the state playoffs. Jay McCullough comes back. He's just holding on to the ball. He's running to the near side of the field.
Don't go out of bounds.
Don't go out of bounds. But he goes out of bounds, folks, at the 35-yard line. Stops the clock with a minute and 13 seconds left to go.
Jay, and I'm sorry for shouting instructions to the quarterback, but with the possibly 3, the Bombers if the Bombers get a first down here, they can go on.
Okay, second down and 14 with a minute and 13 seconds left to go. Keeping the ball in the field. Jay McCullough saying, yes, I'll keep it in. Ryan Baird gets the ball. He's going to the far side of the field. Chucks one driver, and he's getting up to the 45 to the 50-yard line. He's got a first down. He's got a first down, folks. Is it on the mark?
It's going to be very, very close. It looked like he might have had a face mask, but it was not called. Looks like they're going to mark it
yard short.
About a yard short.
All right. A yard short. Third down and 1 with a minute and 4 seconds left to go. Of course, again, he was knocked out of bounds. It stops the clock. But, of course, once they get the first down, of course, it'll be, after that, it'll just be what's going to happen. It looks like, folks, I'm telling you something, the Martlow Outlaw fans are beginning to leave the field, folks. They've been a tremendous, I don't want to put anything down. This Martlow Outlaw team could have fairly easily gone away a winner here tonight. Looks like they're going to go away losers, but I'm going to tell you what, you can't take anything away from this Martlow Outlaw team.
Randy, the way this ball game has gone, like you seem to have to kick to Josh Newby, who in this situation would be very, very dangerous.
Third down and 2 for the Frederick Bombers, and of course, if they make the first down, it's just inconsequential from that point on. And Jay McCullough up underneath. He hands off to number 21, Kevin Isham. He makes the first down, folks. This ball game's over. The Frederick Bombers will walk away winners in the second round of the state playoffs. They receive a first down, and of course, the clock is continuing. After the change of move, the clock will start once again, and of course, it's just a couple of knee dips down, and of course, at that point in time, the Frederick Bombers will win against the Martlow Outlaws 20-13 here on the second round of the state playoffs.
You're in one of those situations where a 3-yard run doesn't seem like a lot, but that 3-yard run just iced this football game, I believe, folks, and we'll see how many timeouts, and like I say, anything will happen, but Jay's going down on one knee, and I don't know if it doesn't appear that Martlow has any timeouts left to stop the clock.
So with 30 seconds left to go, the clock's on kickoff. We need to run one more play. They have, they set the ball, and it looks like if they just run one more play, put a knee down, what can you say? This ball game has been a tale.
I can tell you, I'm exhausted. I don't know what the players are, but I'm exhausted.
I've got so much spittle on my cards up here. I don't even know if I can read them anymore. Jay McCullough taking a knee down. And the Frederick Bombers win. The Frederick Bombers win. The Frederick Bombers win. We'll be back to tell you all about it right here after this 2-minute timeout.
Sulphur winner next weekend. We're not sure whether it'll be on Friday or Saturday, but we're sure you'll figure it out.